Hey, Wayside Middle School students, this is Ronald, your middle school pastor. I hope you haven't forgotten me because I miss you guys. I am still coming to you pre-recorded from my house. This is where I work and live now. You can see the artwork back here has changed a little bit. I've had some kiddos in here helping me out. Hey, I want to share three words with you: strong, power, authority. When you hear those words, like what comes to mind? Like, does a person come to mind? Do you think of somebody? Uh, do you think of yourself? Or do you think of uh, the opposite of you? You think of something who is not you, someone who doesn't have power or authority. Uh, I guess my question is, who here feels weak sometimes? As a person who never walked into a gym until we moved to San Antonio, I have felt weak several times in my life. In fact, whenever I go to the gym, whenever this thing is over and we can go back, I still feel like the shrimp. Like I'm the little guy because there are all these massive dudes and massive ladies walking around who have muscles that weigh more than I do. And so there have been a lot of times where I have felt weak. Maybe there have been times where you felt weak too. Not talking about can I lift this thing, but maybe in from a helpless standpoint. Like, I don't know if I can do anything about this circumstance that I'm in. And because I can't do anything about it, I feel weak. Well, we're in week 4 of our series Encounters with Jesus. And I want to talk about Jesus's power today. I want to talk about maybe how when we feel weak, that's a chance for Jesus to show off his power. Check it out here, Matthew 28, 1 through 3. Last week we talked about Jesus' crucifixion and death. We talked about how Jesus has power over control. And that the entire time his trial was going on, the entire time his conviction was happening, he was in complete control of what was going on. 100%. And so now we're catching up with the story after Jesus died and was buried. So we know the timeline. Jesus died on a Friday. Saturday was a Sabbath, and so nothing could happen then. And then Sunday comes around. And because they had to bury him so quickly, they knew that they needed to just put him in the grave. And then they thought, on Sunday, we'll go and we will anoint his body. Meaning, we'll put spices on the dead body of Jesus so he doesn't smell so bad. It was a way to honor that person, but also a way to, well, keep the smell bad from getting worse. And so this is where we pick up at Matthew 28, 1 through 3. After the Sabbath, as the first day of the week was dawning, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to view the tomb. Suddenly, there was a violent earthquake because an angel of the Lord descended from heaven and approached the tomb. He rolled back the stone and was sitting on it. His appearance was like lightning, and his robe was as white as snow. The guards were so shaken from fear of him that they became like dead men. But the angel told the women, "Don't be afraid, because I know you're looking for Jesus who was crucified. He's not here, for he's been resurrected, just as he said. Come and see the place where he lay." Now, there are a couple things I love about this. First off, women were the ones who went to the tomb first. And we've talked about this some in the past. Remember that if the disciples are wanting to make this up and make this a credible story that other people would believe, they would have sent men to the tomb first. But instead, they tell us the truth. Women went. Women are the first people who see the resurrected Jesus. And back in ancient Near Eastern day, women weren't trusted. Sorry, ladies, they weren't. But this is God telling us that this is actually what happened. He shows us the thing that would seem least reliable to them, but is most reliable in God's eyes. Ladies, you rock. Got a question for you. Check this out. Then go quickly and tell his disciples. The angel keeps talking. He's been raised from the dead. In fact, he's going ahead of you to Galilee. You'll see him there. Listen, I've told you. So departing quickly from the tomb with fear and great joy, they ran to tell his disciples the news. Just then, Jesus met them. Good morning. I love this. Jesus met them and said, good morning. They came up, took hold of his feet, and worshipped him. And then Jesus told them, don't be afraid. Go and tell my brothers to leave for Galilee, and they will see me there. Have you ever been told, don't be afraid? Maybe that's something that you experience when you are going into a haunted house, or about to go down a roller coaster, or maybe going to do the zip line at the retreat. If someone ever told you, hey, don't be afraid, think back to this story that we're looking at, this real event that happened. This angel comes down, rolls away this massive rock that was covering the tomb. Guards who were placed there, Roman guards who were placed there in order to protect the tomb and keep the disciples from stealing the body of Jesus so that they could claim falsely that he had been resurrected from the dead. They didn't have to steal the body. He was gone. This angel came and scared these guards to death. But the women are just looking at him, and the angel talks to them. I don't know. There might be some circumstances where you need to be told, don't be afraid. I don't watch horror movies. I don't really like them. I just can't handle any of these horror movies and being scared on purpose. And I was texting back and forth with my brother, who lives in Louisiana, and both of us have this same kind of thought of, let's just not scare ourselves for fun. And that actually was a good thing, because there was a city in Louisiana that probably should have done a little bit more research on what siren sound to use before they signal the start of their curfew. Because instead of just like a normal siren, they accidentally used the siren sound from the movie The Purge, which is a movie where it says, hey, you've got 12 hours to do anything you want to do. Everything is legal, including murder. And here's the sound that's going to start that 12 hours. And unfortunately, the city in Louisiana decided to use that sound. Can you imagine some people going, don't be afraid, because I'm pretty sure we're not in the purge. At least I hope not. This angel told these women, don't be afraid. Jesus is not dead. He's alive. The body wasn't stolen. You are at the right tomb. Jesus is alive. And then they see the resurrected Jesus. And I love that his first words to them are, good morning. It was a good morning. Jesus tells them, go to Galilee and I will see you there. And that's what happens. Matthew 28:16, starting at 16. The 11 disciples traveled to Galilee, to the mountain where Jesus had directed them. When they saw him, they worshipped him. But some doubted. Then Jesus came near and said to them, all authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe everything I've commanded you. And remember, I'm with you always to the end of the age. I love this passage because it says so much for us. It has so much here for us. I love this promise that Jesus gives us. Remember, I'm with you always to the end of the age. I love the reality that even though people are seeing the resurrected Jesus who was dead and is now alive, it's saying that some doubted. But mostly I love that it reminds us of this. Jesus has authority. For the first time 2 years ago, I drove a vehicle on the beach. Now this is a big deal because this Alabama boy grew up in a city, in a state where it was illegal to drive your car on the dunes of the beach. That was a big deal. So when the first time my family went to Corpus Christi and we were able to actually drive on the beach, it freaked me out a little bit. I was kind of concerned that am I doing the right thing here? But the reality is the state of Texas said these vehicles can go on the beach and therefore you can. It's interesting. You see these signs like I've got right here, authorized vehicles only. You have to think about who gives the authority for that vehicle to be there. The property owner, in this case, the state of Texas. The person who gives that authority is the one who has it. If I were to just drive my vehicle onto a beach in Alabama and say, I give myself authority to do this, I would go to jail because I have no authority. I'm not in charge. Jesus has authority. Check out the last part of this. This is what a lot of people call the Great Commission, but when they quote this, they leave out verse 18. Verse 18 says, Then Jesus came near to and said to them, All authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. Go, therefore, and make disciples of all nations. Jesus has authority. We've been talking about how Jesus has power over sin, how Jesus has power over death, how Jesus has power over control. But the reality is, Jesus has power. He's got authority over the whole universe. God the Father, who made the universe, gave Jesus the authority. And so since Jesus has the authority, he can tell us what to do. And in this case, he's telling us, go spread the good news. Now, it's crazy. I know we're all locked up. I know we're all quarantining right now. But just because we're inside our house quarantined, it doesn't mean that we don't have a chance to share the gospel. In fact, maybe this might be a time when more people are willing to listen to you. More people are willing to start thinking about God because of all the crazy stuff that's happening. I want you to think about who you can text today, who you can call, who you can message and say, hey, you know what? I just want to reach out to you and see how you're doing, catch up a little bit, but also maybe ask if this has been a season where you want to think about God a little bit. Maybe you've got a friend who does not believe in God, or at least maybe is struggling with belief. This could be a time where you can invite them to virtual online youth group. You just send them a YouTube link and say, here you go. Would love for you to come to youth group and experience what we have. And this would be a great chance for you to share why you are not anxious when it seems like the whole rest of the world is. And the reason you can do that is because Jesus has given us the power to do it. Jesus has the authority. Jesus has the power. And then he gives us the command. Go and tell all the nations. And because Jesus has the power, we can go with that power. We're not going on our own authority. We're going with Jesus' authority. That's something I want you to think about as we head into this week. Also, there have been some really cool challenges that I've seen you guys coming up with. And I have one more for you and your family. I don't know if you can tell or you can hear, but my wife is actually working out downstairs in the garage. And she is, her music is going. So if you can hear that, maybe you've been like bumping along the whole time. I want you and your family to send me a picture or a video, which would be a little cooler, of a at-home workout challenge. Maybe you guys just do like, how many push-ups can you guys do as a family? Or maybe you see how a race, how fast can your family run? Who runs the fastest? Whatever it is, you come up with it and send it to me. I just want to see you guys doing these things. And you know what? Honestly, this has been a crazy season, but I love mailing out prizes. So if you send me something, I'm going to mail you something. All right? So text it to me, email it to me, send me a video, whatever it is. I want to see what you and your family can come up with an at-home workout challenge. Should be pretty fun. I hope so. Hey, guys and girls, I miss you. Y'all are amazing. But make sure you come and hang out whenever you get an opportunity. Wednesday on our live youth group, Friday at our Zoom lunches that we've been doing for the middle school. However we can connect, I'd love, love, love to connect with you. Y'all are awesome. I'm Ronald. We'll see you later. Bye.